it's nice to meet you, Jake.
Hey man, how's it going?
Well, it's going fine for me. How are you?
I'm good, man. Obviously the last couple days have been
Yeah.
crazy. To number one, relive that massive incident, but then just all the support coming around my inbox is just ridiculous. So, it's been a crazy couple days, man.
Yeah, so let's start with the snake bite of it all. Like, how
Yeah.
pissed are you at that goddamn stink?
Yeah. I was pissed. So I mean, you can kind of watch like how it unfolded. So when I got bit, I didn't think much of it. Like I didn't really know what this thing was. Obviously I didn't really read the manual before going out there, but yeah, so I was pissed. I even told my tribe, I said, Alex, Soph, Jeremiah, I'm gonna go get checked out. I'll be back in an hour and let's go crush this challenge.
Yeah.
And then right before I got on the boat, someone told me, I don't remember who, but it's like, dude, like we got to get you there quick. You're gonna lay down in the boat, highly venomous. And that's when all the panic started to ensue.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, I mean, I can't even describe the emotions I was having because it was so much, but that was the first time in my life that I've been like scared for my life.
Yeah, so what was going through your mind in that moment? Because, like, on one hand, it happens in real life. I mean, I don't know how many people are getting bit by venomous snakes in real life, but like, something happens to you in real life. It's scary and all, but you have the access to family and people close to you oftentimes, and you're surrounded by safety. Out there on an island, you're basically with strangers.
And that's a really good point because, and I've used this kind of an analogy with some other press I've done. It's like when you're a kid and you fall off your bike and you scratch your leg and your knee's bleeding and you start crying and you're waiting for mom or dad to come and pick you up. And just that comfort of seeing a familiar face, like picking you up makes the pain almost go away immediately. So when all this is happening and I got tubes in me and I got an oxygen mask on me, I had this balloon looking pressure cooker thing on my leg. I was scared, man. And then Jeff Probst, I had my eyes shut and
Everyone's dad.
yeah, he held my hand and I opened my eyes and Jeff was like, nose to nose almost away from me. And just seeing his face comforted me so much. And like, I don't even know if Jeff knows that, but it's him just being there. And even though I just know him from television and obviously now I'm on the show, but it reminded me of like a family member, right? So it really helped out to see his face in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking watching it is that, I was thinking about how scared I would be surrounded by people I don't know in a really scary situation. And then, even though it sounds so weird because we don't know Jeff, but Jeff knows everything and Jeff is everywhere for the past 20 some years 25 years on television. Jeff's always been a presence. So, in a weird way, I can see how even just seeing him would be a comfort.
Yeah. I mean, so there was mixed emotions with that. Yes. Number one, it was a comfort, but number two, I'm like, holy shit, this is serious. Like if Jeff's here and like like pretty much out of breath, you can tell wherever he came from, he was running. So and I wasn't getting much information. They're using all these medical terms I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Whole time, like before I got told it was a dry bite, it's like, how do I have 10 seconds left? Do I have a minute left? Like I'm
Mm.
saying goodbye to my family in my head. And I think I even asked, I was so in and out of it. Like I think I even asked, can I call my wife, my dad, my mom? And it was all hands on deck, man. But I can't talk highly enough about the medical staff.
Mm.
Uh, they took great care of me, and
Yeah.
yeah, I got pulled, but
Well, so when that decision was made that you had to be pulled, and at that point you knew, I mean, of course you were coming down from something very traumatic, so you probably weren't even aware of everything that was going on, but that it was a dry bite. Was there a part of you, because you are such a strong player, you are so physically present in the game, that I could imagine for someone like you, you're probably thinking I can power through. Someone like me, I'm not powering through. I'm taking a nap. But
yeah,
you could. So did you have that you think you could go back?
yeah. So I mean, you can if you rewatch the episode and you can see that Dr. Barry said, good news for you. It's a dry bite, and I got this kind of relief on my face, and I was ready to rip that oxygen mask off, rip all the needles out of my arm, and get back to my tribe and help win a challenge. And then I got the news that I have to be monitored for 48 hours or whatever the case was, and that was absolutely heartbreaking because I was playing for so much out there, and there's so many people that want to play this game, and I got the opportunity to do it, and yeah, it was heart wrenching. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to argue with Jeff Probst, and I'm not going to argue with medical staff, but I've dreamt about it every single day. I relived it even the last 2 nights after watching this, man. I've been dreaming about the sea crate again. I thought I got over that. And but like I said, I put a couple Instagram posts, like I got unfinished business out there. So
Yeah, well, that leads me to my next question. So a lot of people online, everywhere are saying, well, then you have to come back at some point. You have to be back. So I want to get your response to people's reactions to your exit and wanting you back.
yeah, the response has been amazing. It shows that, through the television, I was able to create some sort of emotional experience or emotional friendship with the viewers on the couch, right?
Mhm.
And the support's been amazing, and for them to all want to see me back on the show, shows that I was doing something right out there, right? So it does mean a lot to me, and I hope to make them proud in a future season.
Well, and also too, I mean, people have been they want you to go on tour as the dancer. They want you like I've been saying all the things online about you, Jake. So like A, are you preparing for your world tour? And B, are you ready? Are you ready for the onslaught of more attention to come your way?
Do you know what? For the dancing part of it, I mean, if you can convince my wife to let me do that, I might get my toes back in that water. But no, I think that part of my life's kind of over. But yeah, like I mean, the amount of messages I've been getting, and I was on E News this morning, apparently, that my mom told me, and yeah, like I'm ready for it. Like this is what Survivor's all about. It's about the story. It's about connections, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens here, man.
Yeah, well, and then also, I mean, the if there is a positive in all of this, you going home, you were able to see the birth of your kid. So what was that like?
Yeah, so that was crazy. So out of precaution, the medical team just sent me over to Australia after the snake bite. And I had some fluids and stuff, and I got medically cleared in Australia. And when I flew home to Canada, I think I was home like maybe 42 hours before my kid was born. So like I think I had one night's sleep, and then the next night her water broke at 3 a.m. So I
Wow.
was Fijian time too, right? So it's like
Yeah.
my sleep schedule's all over the place, but yeah, 42 hours. So like I said, that snake took me out of the game. But by God's grace, I got home and got to witness my kid's birth, and that's worth more than $1 million, right?
Yeah.
It was killing me on the island, not going to be there, but that's what I was playing for. I was going to bring home that $1 million so that my kid's going to have a good life. And unfortunately, got taken away. But like I said, God works in mysterious ways, and maybe everything happens for a reason.
Well, and that's kind of my last point is that it's shocking how oddly biblical all of it is in terms of the forces of nature at work in the snake bite and then the kid being born. I mean, all of those things. I mean, I don't know I don't even want to make it religious, but there's a higher force involved in sort of making the serendipity of everything that's happening
Know
with
what?
you.
And
And
I,
it's
and I agree
amazing.
with that, and that's how I'm kind of look at it. I could be mad. I could be mad at production for taking the game. I could be mad at the sea snake, but what's that going to do? Like it happened. I have a family at home now, and who knows what happens in the future, right? But it's yeah, everything's going to be okay. I think.
Oh, you're gonna be fine, Jake. So, like, my last question then is: now that you're out of it and you're able to watch from home, who are you rooting for? What tribe are you rooting for? A person you're rooting for? Is there anyone in particular?
Yeah, so obviously it's Soph and Alex. And I mean what they didn't show you on TV. So me and Soph were actually number ones on day one. And they didn't edit it, they didn't put that in the show, but we made a pact to ride or die to the end. So that's why I made my bromance so well known for the cameras, for the audience, to take the heat off me and Sophie. But they were both my number ones. Like if I had it's hard to pick. But I mean those two are the ones I'm rooting for now. I got to stay true to my tribe, and like I said, I didn't get to meet any of the other cast because I didn't get to experience Ponderosa.
Yeah.
I didn't get to experience any of the after stuff of Survivor because I was evacuated, right?
Hmm.
So I didn't get to meet Rizzo. I didn't get to meet Savannah, right? I didn't get to meet anyone else. So
Yeah.
I got to stay true to my blue colors.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it was great chatting with you, and you were fantastic TV, and I'm sure we will see you back on
Thank you,
television at
sir. I
some
appreciate
point.
your time today.
Wonderful. Have a good one. Take care. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Hi.
Yeah. So my first question I always ask everybody is, how are you feeling the day after?
Oh my God. I got to live out my survivor dream. I got to share it with everybody. It's like so surreal to me. It was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, and to go out on an episode like that, is pretty epic. I mean, if you think about it, like with the drama of the episode and the epicness and the situation that you were in, you really can't ask for a better way to go out. You know what I mean?
It's like you have nowhere to hide when there's just three people. And like when you've gone to tribal council three times and you just lost somebody because they were evacuated, it's just like one of those things that it's just kind of like could be anyone, gotta accept it. And
Yeah.
like it is what it is. And I don't know if a different move could have even sealed my fate. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it is what it is. And I had the best time there and I'm so thankful. I'm from Canada and like to be a Canadian on the show, I've been a fan. I've been wanting to be on the show for 24 years. So for me, it was just one of those things. It was just
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let me start with the drama of the snake bite and all of that. What was that like in person, dealing with the stress of that situation?
I think, you know what, Alex and I, we were in our shelter. I was sleeping and we just heard Jake scream, guys, come down here. So we went, and then he had mentioned that he thought that he got bit by a snake. We checked it out. We saw, the bite marks. And then he was evacuated, and then we were told that he was like removed from the game. And I think for anybody who's playing the game, it doesn't matter if he's like on your tribe, it doesn't matter if he's your enemy. At the end of the day, like we're just playing a game. We all have a dream. We're all there. We all went through the same process. And for somebody to like be evacuated for a life-threatening, mishap, it's just one of those things that you would never wish upon somebody, and it's just a really shitty situation for him. And so that was very real, and it just shows you the different levels of like how Survivor is so real. We're playing a game, you're also building these connections. It's just another layer to the game that folks just don't see.
Well, and the internet definitely spoke of the two of you and sort of the unconventionalness of the alliance and all, of sort of like how your game went. I loved how people responded to your game and how you were trying to make alliances.
Got it. Cool. I have not read any of the comments or anything like that.
Mm.
So that's good to hear. But like, yeah, having another Canadian on your tribe, like, I mean, when he said that he was from Canada on the mats, I'm like, bro, like, why would you do that? And then I made the mistake of being like, when we got to the island, I'm like, I'm from Canada too. And I'm like, wait. And then, the other tribe mates are like, that's cool, like, whatever. And I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal.
Well, so how was it? I mean, particularly this episode, but also just in general, how was it watching it? Because it's very different to watch it than it is to live it, obviously. So, like,
This
what were your reactions?
Yeah, I think I spent a lot of time talking to Jake outside of the game and just kind of like understanding like what had happened. And so I knew everything. I didn't know that it was I didn't know that it was a non-venomous bite. And so I that was the only thing that I didn't learn that I didn't know. Um, but he described it perfectly. And then I think because we were not eating and we weren't sleeping and because it was so hot, episode three to me was all a blur. I do not remember anything that happened at tribal council. And I don't remember any of it. So it was a little bit scary because I just didn't know. Because like you saw me mix up Alex and Jake's name, but I do that on a regular basis, mixing up people's names. But like even on the first tribal council, it was just so hot, and we're not eating and not sleeping.
Mhm. Yeah. So, I mean, and also just, going back to the other episodes as well, was there anything that you saw that about either someone said about you or someone did that you were particularly surprised by?
No, I was not surprised by any of the conversations that were happening. I felt like I was aware. I knew the relationships and the alliances that were formed. So I felt good watching the episodes. I did cringe at Annie's episode and like the things that I was saying about Annie, kind of like it was a game, but I did feel bad for what I said about Annie. But I'm so happy that she's so like she knows that it's a game and she can laugh at it. But like we made her like she built that shelter by herself. Like she is so strong.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, going into the game, did you have any reservations or like strategy in terms of how you were going to interact with other people or how you were going to make alliances?
Yeah, and so I just wanted to make sure that I remained true to myself and like who I was and that I was going to be comfortable watching television and seeing like who I was. And so I just wanted to be true to who I was. I wasn't going to act a certain way for the cameras. And when I got onto the island, I took a step back and I was really paying attention to like who was talking to who and like who I was trying to piece the dots of like Nicole was like connecting with Jake and Jake and Alex were together. Sophie approached me. And so that's sort of like how I built my alliance. And then there's a lot of strong personalities and we're all so completely different. And I was just trying to like navigate towards that and getting to know people. But like Annie was like really concerned about a shelter. And so that's why she was focusing on the shelter. I was really concerned about food. That's why I was looking for food, coconuts. And that's why I was getting mad at Annie for drinking my coconut water. But like, it's just because I was just so scared of being hungry. Jake was like doing his own thing. Sophie, like everyone was just on a different sort of, we all had a different set of priorities.
Yeah, definitely. Well, then also too, I mean, I know you didn't read the comments online, but your laugh definitely became a point of conversation for a lot of people. So, have you seen or have you heard from people the reaction to your laugh?
So I have, my friends have sent me memes of like my laugh. And you know what? I didn't know that I had such a unique laugh going into this. But I do know that my laugh is mischievous and I had to be very careful of like not laughing because it is mischievous, but like I just laugh like constantly. So that was the one thing that I'm like, okay, if they're going to use my laugh against me, like that's funny because it is pretty mischievous. I didn't know. And then somebody did send me, one of my friends asked me if like it was a fake laugh. And I'm like, wait a second. You think that out of like everyday filming and like you think I literally sat there and fake laughed so that the cameras could get it? Like, absolutely no way. I can't remember people's names. Like, yeah. So that caught me off guard because like why would I fake a laugh?
Well, that actually brings me to, I mean, the last question I have for you, which is like, that there are those things that I feel like in Survivor, people will use things against you, either a misunderstood laugh, or, you know, even if you're like not strong enough, or if you're too flamboyant, or you're too whatever it is, like they'll use these things against you. And so, was that in your head going into that?
No. And
Yeah.
you saw us at Tribal 3 times. Like I was constantly laughing at Tribal
Yeah.
and like they were laughing with me. So I think when you get to know my laugh is that it's very like it's not as evil as you think. It's just playful. I'm laughing with you. It just comes out a little differently. And most of the times I feel like when I'm on screen laughing, everyone else is laughing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they didn't use it against me. Maybe they should have, but
Exactly. Well, so now going forward, now that you've seen everything and you can watch from home, is there anyone in particular you're rooting for, or tribe you're rooting for?
you know, I really wanted to work with Sophie to the end. So, like, Sophie was somebody who, like, I connected out there. I recognize that she's, like, a really strong player. I love a female survivor player.
Same.
And Christina, pregame, I just really connected with her through eyes and vibes. And so, like, Christina and Sophie were the two that I really wanted to work with. I wanted to work with Nate too, but he was giving me nothing during pregame.
Mm.
So,
So
you saw
sorry, Nate.
your.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was lovely chatting with you. Thanks so much.
I like your nails.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a great one.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye bye.